Hey, Spike here for another Open Dragon Mouth. Let's talk about Furry Media. And by that, I'm talking websites like Flera, Furry Times, and Dogpatch Press. Now, why them? Recently, I have been noticing some activity from all three sites. There may be some other ones out there that I didn't mention that have been putting up some questionable activity. So it's really getting to the point where they're not as good as, say, like mainstream media. So let me explain. Ever since two different controversies have come up, you already know what they are. Go look at my previous videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'll give one example here. There's one article talking about what happened between Two Griffin and Anthropon, and it was an article made by Perry Rhodes and was passed on to the Furry Times and posted by Amar Wolf. Now, it's just pretty much their own analysis of the situation, and it's an opinion column, and it's noted on the bottom from the editor that it's a policy of theirs that if he has something to say, it should be allowed to speak. No one has the right to shut you down, period. And at the very end of that commentary, he took a little jab at Flera, saying, have an opinion you want to express here. But that's not the one. It's that you should be allowed to speak and no one has the right to shut you down, period, like some tried to do on Flera. So he kind of made a little jab to them. And earlier this last week, there was an editorial posted making some criticisms of Amar Wolf with that particular article. Mainly that they tried to post a comment on there, and it was really nothing bad from what I could see. They made two different videos about uploading a comment on them, as well as posted a few paragraphs of what that comment was. It was just some criticisms of some word usage, like the word zealot, which has some religious undertones in there, as it's most commonly used with. But it was just trying to correct it, and also some comparisons of the situation with being a terrorist attack. Which, yeah, that's really pushing it, especially when you compare to something like, say, the chlorine incident at Midwest Fur Fest 2014, an incident which I was there for. So it's some fair criticisms, but then he posted that his comment was removed, and so he tried to post the comment again, and he even contacted the site owner via Twitter, asking if there was an issue with the site dropping comments, which he did not get a response. So he tried, and the comments ended up being shut down in that particular article. So he is criticizing them for hypocrisy. Now yesterday, Amar Wolf had made a response to that. And he says, on May 9th, Equivamp, a mod on the Flera site, sent a message on Twitter saying he was sorry for deleting my post, which he was referring to one other particular story, which was the Beagle case, which there was an accusation of fraud with one particular guy, which it's on the let's see, I know I found it somewhere. I don't know if it was under the News Bites of Flera or if it was the Furry Times who had posted it. One of the two posted the story. But But now, what I'm getting to is that Marvel is now accusing Flair of bullying. He says, I'm quoting from it. He says he was sorry for deleting my post as they were afraid of legal action by one of the parties, and like I said, it's from the Beale case. But this does not explain away the blatant cases bullying. Sony SN, other members of Flair have lashed out against me via his own post on Flair just 2 days later. Then their comments make it's a verbal assault. I received worse, up to a point where I felt I had no choice but to quit Flair. And so he's accusing them of bullying. And he goes on to say, the reason I'm sensitive to this issue is because I was bullied as a kid up until I had it with that bully and beat the crap out of him. Both the comments, and there was actually 2, I deleted was nothing short of a verbal assault against Perry Prince, me, and Furry Times. This little fact was never included in the article. The only fact that I did not allow those comments, and I was against free speech. In other words, I was set up. So yeah, there has been some stuff going on between the websites, and it's been some questionable activity, which it should be well, really pretty much nowadays with any article that I read, whether it's any of the furry media sites, whether it is on any of the mainstream sites, or if it's especially Yahoo comments, those comments are toxic. Just read any. Just read any. It goes straight into politics, no matter what article you're reading. But it should be for you to have a discussion, and I took a look at Flair's site on the About, and they said under the We Don't Want subtitle, it says organizations, name groups, and websites are fair game for critical opinion. Individuals usually are not. So yeah, you can draw your own opinion on this one, but the comment should be for you to have a discussion with the article. And with this one person who posted this particular comment, and I read the whole thing, and I think it was a fair comment. And whatever that issue was on removing it, I'm not sure what the problem is. But one other media website I also have a problem with is Dogpatch Press, which again goes back to the Anthrocon and Chia Griffin issue. When you make an editorial or an article, it's really supposed to be a platform for your opinion on an issue, and this is not meant to be a straw man article at someone. And I read the whole thing. Clearly, it is. It used words like exposed, or yeah, a lot of these words that try to catch your eye. Say, oh, look at this, isn't it scandalous? To me, whenever I see those words in an article, it brings me to thoughts of like National Enquirer, all the tabloids. So it just raises a red flag for me anytime it uses words like that. I don't like it when you post an opinion or editorial that you use buzzwords like expose. I mean, you can still make your point, but my advice is avoid using those kinds of buzzwords. because it usually turns me off as a reader. But in the end, what I'm getting to is that if you truly support free speech, you gotta have an open comment. You can't just close them just because there's a disagreement. This is pretty much the point of it. If someone is attacking someone, then yeah, if there's name calling, yeah, then you would start to raise a few questions. But the point of the comment section is pretty much have a discussion after the fact. So yeah, and pretty much all the websites have got to be more professional about this. Especially when you're relying on contributors to the website. Let's see. Let's move on. This came to my attention. Samsung recently uploaded an advertisement, and it's advertising their wireless charger, and it actually features a few fursuits in there, a few legit fursuits in there, and it's about just over a minute long, but you'll see 4 different fursuits in there. I don't know who owns them, but they look like actual fursuits. If anyone can identify who they are, if it belongs to anyone, please tell me. But it's on Samsung Mobile's YouTube page. It's called Samsung Wireless Charger Convertible Launch Film. So check that out right now. It's close to 63,000 hits. And it was uploaded about 5 days ago. So check that out. And I mean, it was a good catch by someone, especially if it's an advertisement. I don't pay attention to those. Let's see. A couple of discussions on a few conventions. First up, Biggest Old FurCon is coming up in a few weeks, and unfortunately, I was not chosen to be a DJ for this year, mainly for 2 reasons. One, there's just so many applicants this year. They again say that they've had a huge influx of applications to DJ at this particular convention. And 2, I performed last year, so they're pretty much concentrating on trying to give those a chance who has never performed at this convention. So that I completely understand. So, but that's less luggage for me to take. So whatever. But if you're looking for me to perform somewhere, don't worry. I'm always looking out for conventions to perform at. In fact, we got one starting up next week, right here in North Carolina, by the way. Right now starting off as a miniature con, but they're working on getting an actual one going. It's called Tarpaw. And right now, it's going to go like this. Friday night, it's going to be a dance, which I will perform at. I'll be performing at 8 p.m. And I believe they said it was a hotel that's close to Crabtree Valley Mall, and it's a very busy area. Yeah, I've been there. If you've ever been to the Crabtree Valley Mall, if you've ever been to North Carolina, it is super crowded there. You have a hard time finding a place, but it is a very nice mall to go to. But anyway, we'll have a dance on Friday. And let's see, I believe that for now, we're going into different locations. And what did they say? Was it Elks Lodge? Yeah. They said it was going to be at an Elks Lodge for some panels, some hanging out, and they're selling different tickets. for this particular event. I am trying to look it up here. But it is going to occur Friday to Sunday, just like a normal convention. Not as eventful as any normal con. Like I said, we're just starting up here. But Saturday we'll have a few panels. There's going to be some hanging out. We'll have a few games there. And then Sunday we'll have a picnic at Pullen Park, which is right next to NC State University. So it's a very popular place. There is limited parking. So anyone that wants to come to the Tarpaw and wants to attend the picnic on Sunday, you've got to get there early because it is, like I said, limited parking. And there is an overflow lot, which happens to be a parking garage at the university, but you'll have to do a bit of walking. And the thing chose a good time not to load the page, but I'll just move on to Mixed Little FurCon. That'll be in about 2 weeks. Am I right? Yeah, 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks, actually, but whatever. I'll be arriving Thursday morning, and as of right now, the schedule has not been posted, but I expect it will shortly. As always, it'll be at the Grand Sierra Resort, and oh boy, there's a lot to do there. Even if you don't go to one of the panels, you got golfing, you got go-karts. There's a movie theater. Of course, the casino. I freaking love it. In fact, the casino has once again been voted the best of the Reno area. So it's definitely something to check out here. And I'll be spending some time on the craps table. As always, I am, for some reason, so excellent at craps, even though it's a chance game. It's so weird that despite practicing blackjack a lot, I can't seem to get a good run going. But anyway, let's see. And try to look at some stuff going on here. Dealer's Den hours, which they're calling it the Dealer's Den. There's one called the Bazaar, but I'll get to that. The Dealer's Den Friday will be open from noon to 6. On Saturday, it'll be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Sunday, it'll be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they do have a list of dealers. If you're interested, take a look, see who's going to be there. Let's see. They got one called the Bazaar, which I assume... that's just another part of the Dealer's Den. As always, there'll be a dance competition if anyone's interested in that, and any fursuits that want to participate, you have to sign up by May 28th. You have to go through a preliminary and then finally the main event. Preliminaries will be Friday. They'll announce what time. Same thing for Saturday. They'll announce what time that'll occur. And, well, the Fursuit Festival instead of the parade. And, the big group photo, and then they'll have a schedule of all the photo ops, which locations, and pretty much an area for everyone to hang out, whatever you want to do. There is a schedule for photos right now. A lot of them say specialty group photos, which are given in 15-minute intervals. And what time have they placed it for? They've scheduled it unusually late. Usually, fursuiting events occur somewhere between noon and 1. This one has been scheduled for 6:30 p.m. So a lot later than usual, so be aware of that if you're going to be fursuiting. And we also have the Fursuit Dance Auction. You got until the 19th if you want to be auctioned off on this one, and they'll be making their selection on who they want there. But it's going to be for charity. Winners of each auction is going to be given 1 hour with that fursuiter during the dance. So let's see what else we got here. Charity. This year, once again, they're inviting Safe Haven Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a nonprofit wildlife rehabilitation center located in Imlay, Nevada, which they provide rehabilitative services and permanent placement for animals in need. They also respond to assistance requests from state and federal agencies, law enforcement, veterans, and concerned citizens. So all proceeds will go to them. Now, this is their 4th year in a row that they are going to be the charity. Back in 2014, they received $16,500. In 2015, the first time I attended this con, they received $34,000. They received extra because of the big influx of people that attended the convention. And last year, they had received $36,500. So who knows? We might be able to raise it up again. Let's see if we can hit $40,000. I would like to see. I would like to see that happen. Now, by any chance, do they have a guest of honor? I don't see one listed unless if I have to go to another page. I don't see one. Okay. So maybe they don't have a guest of honor. I don't know. Let's see. But as always, they have a storyline, and this year we're stepping away from the Utopian and Rebellion storylines. This year it is Kaiju, which if you ever seen Godzilla, that's what it is. They've already got 3 chapters of the storyline up on the website if you want to check that out. I really love it when they put in storylines for the con. So, anything else? I've already gone 22 minutes? Okay. Well, I better end it off then. So, till then, this Dragon's Mouth is now closing.